of the House Committee on the Master. And Mr. Chairman, I want to start my intervention by saying, and I know the position of all the agencies in the Ministry of Blue Economy. They categorically told us at that public hearing that there is no need for any further agency to support what the Navy is doing. I can see the faces of many faces who were there that day, they're also here. So whereas they told us a different thing in the House of Representatives that such an agency is not necessary, here today, distinguished senators, we are hearing that a Coastal Guard is not necessary. What is the difference, the time length between 14 days ago and today that we suddenly need that? I'll stop here. I'll move further to point 2. I want to write, yes, I want to subscribe completely to the position earlier canvassed by Comrade Adams Oshomole. And I will start by saying this. Of all the security problems that we've been having in this country, there was a time that we had only the armed forces and the Nigerian police force. We have created Nigerian Civil Defense Force. We have created even the road safety with taxpayers' money being invested. And today, those security problems have not been solved because we have failed to address the issue, which is about strengthening the institutions that be set by the constitution of our country to provide these services. If we have strengthened the Nigerian army, the problem of Boko Haram wouldn't have been in the Northeast today. And I will add as a rider, today, virtually every state in Nigeria has created a local police. When the Minister was governor of Osun State, they created a Amoteku in Osun State. And at that time, we were told all over the country that the creation of those agencies will put an end to the security problem. I want to ask this Nigeria's president, has Amoteku or the creation of any of the state police solved the problem? I am here to say, as my intervention, I've submitted a memorandum to the committee and working document. And I want to thank Mr. Chairman for giving me this opportunity. Before I give Mr. Chairman, let me add, if we fail to strengthen the Nigerian Navy, we will create a Coast Guard, we will create a Coastal Guard, and we will create another guard before the end of this administration. Lastly, distinguished senators, honorable members of the committee, I am a member of the All Progressive Congress. It seems to suggest that many of the key drivers of the president's agenda are not completely in line with what Mr. President is going through. And I say this because just recently, in the National Assembly, we approved a loan of 1.7 trillion naira for government to be able to run, including agencies in the ministry. Where are we going to generate another money? Or where are we going to borrow money again as a government to fund the Coastal Guard? And I heard in one of the submissions, which to me is also a contradiction, that the Coastal Guard will also generate its own revenue. So we are talking about two things here. An agency with military function and an agency that will also be a revenue generating agency. Dual characteristics at the same time. Mr. Chairman, in my submission, I want to humbly say, sir, that at this point, distinguished senators, the bill on Coastal Guard should return back to where it has come from. The country, Nigeria, at this moment, our economic standing and the posture of our government at the center will not accommodate this at the moment. Thank you very much.
Yeah, my major takeaway, this is Parliament, and sometimes you see the way the things are happening in the floor, and that will not determine the endpoint result. Like I and my organization, my name is Comrade Danesi Momo Prince. I represent the Nigeria Unemployed Youth Vanguard, and we have submitted a position to the Senate before now. We have submitted a position to the Senate since 11th of November 2024. Our position is very clear, very simple. We are saying no to the establishment of the Nigeria Coastal Guards. We don't see any need for it. All what we are saying is that it's a duplication of effort. And secondly, if anything must be done, let them enhance and bring more funding to the existing security apparatus in the coastal guards. Because of now, we have Nigerian Navy, the National Maritime, the Marine Police, and now all what we are saying, training and retraining, technological advancement. The way Nigeria is going today, if they think that establishment of the Nigeria Coastal Guard Bill 2024 will create job, they are very far from reality. The only way out is training and retraining and more funding for the existing security apparatus in the Coastal Guard. We are saying no to this. We were at the House of Representatives like 40 or 50 days ago, and when they had such a public hearing, and we made our position known that with this we are not comfortable, and all what we need strengthen the existing agencies so that Nigeria can move forward. And as we all know today, there is a cry in Nigeria from presidency to the Senate and everywhere that we don't have much resources to fund a lot of organizations, and yet we still want to create more, and we don't see any need for it. And we think that the way to go is summary. The way to go, they should fund the existing agencies. Thank you.
Okay, sir. It was being said that
of the Nigerian Maritime Bar Association. Mr. Chairman, I have a memo from the Nigerian Maritime Bar Association, which we shall be submitting, and I shall be speaking to key issues that the Maritime Bar Association has identified. But before I go in there, Mr. Chairman, in the course of your opening remarks, the tone of your language suggested that the accomplishment of this bill is a fait accompli, and that all things which will happen here, irrespective, may lead still to the passage of this bill. And it's important, Mr. Chairman, that this event today is useful for every single one of us who has come, whether we support the bill or not. Mr. Chairman, the Nigerian Maritime Law Association has reviewed this bill, and it is the position of the Nigerian Maritime Law Association that has presently constituted this bill is not in the best interest of Nigeria, as presently constituted. There are quite a range of issues which have been identified, and I will not speak to those which have been spoken to already. However, the core is that from the constitutional point of view, we believe that the bill may have indications which would require constitutional amendments for it to pass. With regard to existing agencies, it is our belief that the bill has constituted to compromise Nigeria's obligations internationally and Nigeria's existing obligations within the committee of the structure of the IMO and existing international conventions. Mr. Chairman, the NMLA proposes that inasmuch as it is important to create and establish a framework that is complete for maritime security in Nigeria, we believe that strengthening existing institutions like the Nigerian Navy and the NASA is a more effective approach, because every single establishment reason that has been set out in this bill is already in existence as a mandate for the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency or the Nigerian Navy. Without exception, every single function which has been set out for this bill is an existing function of one of the Nigerian Navy or Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency. Mr. Chairman, Section 39(5) of the bill proposes the establishment of a Coast Guard court led by the President along with the board, where only one member represents the judiciary. This court will have the power, Mr. Chairman, to convict individuals for various offences and impose lengthy prison sentences as may be disproportionate in the nature of the crimes committed. Mr. Chairman, these provisions raise significant human rights concerns, particularly regarding to fair trial. Moreover, Mr. Chairman, establishing the Coast Guard Court brings up constitutional issues of a fundamental nature, as the 1999 Constitution does not provide for the creation of a separate Coast Guard Court, which raises questions about constitutionality. Mr. Chairman, it is the submission of the Nigerian Maritime Law Association that any disciplinary or judicial functions which to adhere to international human rights standards must align with the Nigerian Constitution as it currently exists, and the bill should therefore be reevaluated to address these concerns. Mr. Chairman, in summary, the position of the Nigerian Maritime Law Association is that having reviewed this bill, the Nigerian Maritime Law Association expresses serious concerns about its potential negative impacts on the Nigerian maritime sector. Key concerns include overlapping functions with existing agencies, the potential constitutional issues I've talked about, and inconsistencies with international best practices. The NMLA recommends that the bill be withdrawn and reconsidered to address these concerns. Instead of creating a new Coast Guard, Mr. Chairman, the association suggests strengthening existing agencies like the Nigerian Navy and the NASA, and further interagency cooperation among existing agencies of government. Mr. Chairman, the NMLA commends the Distinguished Committee Chairman for introducing the bill, acknowledging the importance of maritime security. However, a more comprehensive review of Nigeria's maritime security architecture is necessary to ensure the most effective and sustainable approach for the Nigerian maritime industry. We submit, Mr. Chairman, as the Nigerian Maritime Law Association, that this bill, again, as presently constituted, should not be passed unless it thoroughly undergoes a comprehensive review that does not tectonically shift the existing structure of Nigeria's maritime security architecture. Thank you very much.
My name is Abdullahi Bilal. I am the spokesperson of the Security Analysts and Researchers Forum in Africa.
So why do you think that the Nigerian Coast Guard should be jettisoned?
Well, our positions is very clear. We've submitted submission, and we are also adopting in totality the position of those who were against the bill. The reasons for this are not far-fetched, rather than even in the city of Abuja as we speak today, for those of us who follow through the Ministry of Finance to this place, you could see that there is a protest currently ongoing there. And it is disappointing to know that those people that are staging the protest at the front of the Ministry of Finance headquarters are ex-military people, those people who have meritoriously served this country. And this speaks about the gaps. It speaks about the deficiency. It means that even the existing organizations or the existing institution or the existing security architectures that are responsible for securing our lives and property are not properly being taken care of. So why creating more to overbody the already overstretched defense budget? There is a proposal currently going forward. Virtually all civil society organizations, everybody is canvassing for the implementation of the Orisanya report. The reason being that to reduce inefficiency, redundancy, and cut cost of governance. And here we are saying that we want a creation of another arm of the military. When the Ministry of Defense, the National Security Advisor have not come forward to say that there is need for us, or the current Nigerian Navy has been failing in exercising their constitutional mandate. So why should we then now go ahead to begin to think about the implication of our duties and thinking about how we are going to cut cost of governance? And people are talking about, last week where of course at the House of Reps, where the proposal of Marine Police, Marine Corps were also put forward. And then if a lot of people who were also against that, including the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, are here supporting that of the Coast Guard. So it shows hypocrisy, it shows lack of sincerity of purpose, and it also shows that our position has always been that this bill should be trashed into the dustbin of history. It is not needed. We don't need it now. We don't have that resources. The United States alone, it cost them over 13 billion US dollars to take care of their coastal guard. Nigeria have that current money. And even when some people were making their positions and using the prototype of Switzerland and some other countries, without failing to take into consideration the nature of our own country, where do you expect that when the minimum wage currently can even barely take care of you, and then you are taking about sort of bringing efficiency and ensure that the Nigerian Navy, of course, be able to rub shoulders with their counterpart in part of the developed world, you are having kind of a duplication of responsibility. Our position is that we are against this bill. The bill will not fly. The bill is not in public interest, and of course, the bill should as well return to where it's coming from. My name is Abdullahi Bilal. I am the spokesperson for the security researchers and analysts in Africa.
That have submitted their positions. And so, since the position is submitted, I will not want to waste our time, but I will raise our concern. And the concern is that we are afraid that our positions may not see the light of the day, because we are afraid of the disposition evidently completely shown by the chairman of this committee, that if we believe that the chairman has taken a position, I hope that the Senate committee will be open enough to look at other positions that are contrary to what the chair thinks. You know, we have raised the issue about everybody is interested in securing our waters everywhere in the country. It is what to be done that is the issue. And the point is that we are at a point where the president of the country and a lot of the citizens, including the civil society, is campaigning for the Steve Orosanya report. And here we are, creating an agency that we say there will be funding for, and there's no scientific method that have been raised. Somebody says funds will come from overseas. Are we going to be funded for our security by foreign bodies? That is how to auto insecurity. Another person say it's unscientifically that okay, we will now protect our seas from we save our sea from oil theft, that will bring money. That's also not scientific. What is most scientific will be to strengthen what is existing. For us, deployment of technology has shown to be the best way of getting security right. When we are going to expand, people that speak about employment, yeah, we can employ people. By creating agencies that will have a head, have all those little of offices in a funding to fund our budget. It does not to a people that want to see their future. That is our position. That's our worry. We just want to say that incidentally, the Honorable Minister of Marine and Blue Economy is doing very well. Incidentally, because he's here today, but the agencies on their position. But the matter is that there's a big gap. It's when somebody wants to be I'm rounding up.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, my name is Opialu. I'm the Executive Director of the Center for Human Rights and Advocacy in Africa Network. We are here in response to the call for public hearing. The bill in question is one of the many wrong things that has come out of this National Assembly. Any country that seeks to develop acts based on need assessment. The security threat analysis of this country does not necessitate the creation of a new security outfit. In saner climes, security architecture is designed as a response to security threat analysis. And any development, any project, be it security, infrastructure, or whatever, is based on cost-benefit analysis. What is the cost of a new security outfit? What is the cost of strengthening the existing security outfit? What is the incubation period of a new security outfit coming on stream? This same country is borrowing to fund budget. This same country has an original panel report awaiting implementation. This report says or advises that we should collapse agencies and reduce the cost of governance. Here is the National Assembly that is over-bloated. Here is a national government structure that is over-bloated, budget overstretched, and we are calling for the establishment of a new agency, a new director general, a new marshal commander, a new everything, a new infrastructural building to accommodate them. According to Professor Ogaja, may his soul continue to rest in peace. He said, from he who much is expected, enough should be provided. We expect so much from the Nigerian Navy. We expect so much from the civil defense. We should provide enough for them. From he who much is expected, enough should be provided. The National Assembly should make provision to provide enough for those who are already in the system and not to create a new one. If what they are telling us that there is no money in Nigeria is anything to go by doing this, they are speaking from both sides of their mouth. They are saying there is no money. They are calling for a creation of a new agency. Who is fooling who? Thank you very much. Pialu or Pialu, Center for Human Rights Advocacy in Africa Network. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah. My name is Daniel Lokwe. I'm the Executive Director of Center for Social Justice, Equity and Transparency.
Do you think the Nigerian Coast Guard is necessary?
They're completely unnecessary, if you ask me, honestly. The Coastal Guard Bill 2024 is completely out of it.
Why?
And I have my reasons. Number one, in the Nigeria of today, we are owing trillions of naira. So it is very, very costly to establish for now in terms of if you establish and the Coastal Guard come on board now, you know it is expensive to establish. First of all, expensive in terms of training, expensive in terms of equipping, expensive in terms of staffing, expensive in terms of infrastructure and many other things as well. So it is expensive to establish. That's number one. Number two, if you create the Nigeria Coastal Guard, but now the work that the Navy and other Coastal Guard operators are supposed to do, they will not be able to, because they will be redundant. The Nigerian Navy, that unit of the Navy will be redundant because the Coastal Guard will take over their job. So there's also duplicity, you know, of duty and responsibility. Both of them will be doing the same thing. At whose cost? That's what I want us to know. At whose cost? And then the third one is that if you create this coast, is that the real reason for establishing the coast that bill? That is not the reason. So Nigeria is not ready for it now. Some people came with arguments about years 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, that this was done 100 years ago. It can be known. The world of yesterday is not the world of today. Today is quite different. We're in a highly digital world for now. From what we want as our position in this matter is that we want mainly the Nigerian government should do three things. Number one, we need, if the existing institutions are strengthened, they will do this work a lot more. Already because they have experience, not training new people. They have experience. We should do a staffing. There should be staffing of existing institutions. There should be equipping of existing institutions. There should be staffing, equipping, and there should be funding of this present existing. And you know, they will do a lot more than now that they are handicapped in many other things.
Okay, and you are?
I am the Executive Director of Center for Social Justice, Equity and Transparency.
Now,